Okay, welcome to the second module of the flag football officials trainings. We will be going over some definitions and giving you some case plays and looking at some videos to help you understand some of this. So here are some of the terms that we will be using: neutral zone and line of scrimmage, runner, catch, punt, and touchback, as well as on the other side, dead ball, kind of how that works, as well as who the passer is, what screen blocking is, and how that relates to our game, what a safety is, and then perhaps most complicated, and it'll be in the module after this, is open and close plays and how we officiate that. So the line of scrimmage, and here's some requirements for it. So the neutral zone is 1 yard wide. It'll be orange cone will be on the offensive side, and the yellow cone will be on the defensive side. And within that yard, nobody is allowed to be within the neutral zone. If they do, it is a penalty, and we'll get to that. The only person that's required to be in the line of scrimmage is the snapper. So we'll go over that a little bit, but the ball will be placed next to the orange cone for the offense. We call them pucks, and that is the only person that is required to be on the line of scrimmage, not like regular football where they're required to have a certain amount of people. So it's just a snapper. Everybody else, the only other rules for the offense is that they must be set at the time of the snap. If they're not, then it'll be a live ball penalty. They must be set at least at one point, and we'll go over if they're allowed to move in motion and that stuff, because that is in our game as well. Here are some other requirements. So for the snap, it must be one continuous motion. It does not have to be between the legs, so they can kneel down next to the puck with the ball, and the only requirement is that they must do it in one fluid motion. And another requirement for the quarterback or the person receiving the snap is they must be at least 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We can be kind of lenient with that. So if somebody's within 2 yards, probably give them a warning first, unless it's egregious and they're right up on the line. So go ahead and give them a warning and let them know, and then we can start to flag it after that. And I talked about motion, so only one offensive player may be in motion at the time of the snap. And prior to that, they must be set before they go into motion. So all players must be set at one time at some point before the ball is snapped. All other players must be at least 5 yards away from the sideline and inbound at the time of the ready for play whistle. So they can't be all the way hugged and just right next to the sideline. They must be at least 5 yards away from it at the time of the ready for play whistle. And we'll look at a couple of snaps here. So as you can see here, the flag gets thrown for an illegal snap, and whoever is filming it calls it out as well. So you'll see the center that has the ball in her hand now. Instead of snapping it in one fluid continuous motion, like we said, she kind of picks it up and throws it over her shoulder, and that would be an illegal snap. We can watch it one more time. Okay, so we can see there that initially the center was lined up in the neutral zone, and our official does a good job, the line judge, of coming in and backing him up so that he was not illegally positioned. Like I said, we can be lenient with some of this at first. A lot of these people haven't played or haven't played an entire year, so we can give them a few pointers so that the game flows nicely, but we can watch that again. He'll be lined up in the neutral zone. Our official comes in and moves him back, so there will not be a flag. If this was happening continuously, then we would need to flag them. We don't need to keep giving warnings, but the first time, especially in the first week or two, we can let it slide. Okay, live ball versus dead ball. So illegal snap is when the ball becomes live, and it remains live until the down ends. So when an official blows his or her whistle, that is when the ball is declared dead, and everything from that point on until the next snap is a dead ball. So all due to the course of play. So flags removed, incomplete pass out of bounds. That is when a whistle would happen. An inadvertent whistle, somebody accidentally blows their whistle, that still ends the play. So that would be the one exception. These are just some more examples of when a play may end. So a player who's out of bounds, any part of their body touches the ground except for a feet, hand, or ball. incomplete pass, a backward pass that hits the ground, or somebody fumbles it. There's no fumbles in our game. As soon as the ball touches the ground, that is a dead ball at any point. A simultaneous catch, so that would be when an offensive and defensive player catches the ball at the same time. The play is blown dead, and the ball would remain with the offense at that point. So a flag belt is removed. If a flag belt is fallen off or somebody's playing without a flag belt, a touch between the shoulders and the knees would then end the play, and that player would be down as well. A punt touches a receiving player and it hits the ground. That's just like a fumble or a muff, as they say in football. A player of the kicking team touches the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. So the ball is punted, doesn't touch any receiving team player, and then a member of the kicking team goes down and touches the ball. That would end the play as well. We have a couple of videos for you as well. Yep, so you can hear that good whistle as soon as the ball hits the ground. Whistle's blown, play is dead. So a little bit different. This play is dead because of the person that pulled the flag belt. So quarterback takes a step back, runs up the middle. This would all be a running play. And as soon as the flag belt is pulled, there's a whistle, and our official is doing a good job on the left side of the screen of getting that spot as well. Yep, so that was a completely legal snap. However, the quarterback fumbled the ball and it hit the ground. So as soon as the ball hits the ground, that would be the end of the play. So good job by our official not letting that play go on because the snap went back and hit the ground. So no penalty, but just a loss of down and a loss of a couple of yards as well. Just another example there. You see the defensive player try and recover that ball. It would remain with the offense. Again, dead ball as soon as it. Yep, so that was an interception, and that player pulled the flag. I wanted to watch it twice because I wasn't sure if the flag just fell off or if it was because of the player in black there. But it looks like it was because of him. If it wasn't, and the flag belt just fell off on its own without anybody pulling it, that player would not be down, and they would just need to be touched down by one hand. Because nobody pulled the flag, that does not consider them down. Some more definitions. So a runner is a player that's in possession of the ball. So this can be somebody that's running through the line of scrimmage without a pass, or if somebody passes the ball and another player catches it, they then become the runner. So rules in our games, again, flag football is a non-contact sport. So players are not allowed to stiff arm or guard the flag belt. So if somebody's coming and trying to grab the flag, they're not allowed to swat a hand away. That'll be a penalty on the offensive player. Flag guarding is what that's called. And we'll go over more penalties and penalty enforcement in some later modules, but that's a good note to take there. And the ball may be handed in any direction, so forward, backwards. You only are allowed to have one forward pass per play, but you can go ahead and hand it forward if for some reason that may benefit you. If the ball strikes the ground, it is dead where it hits the ground, like I've been saying, and it belongs to the team who fumbled or dropped the ball. We'll see a running play in a video here. That was a great spot by our official. That is clearly on the goal line, so he's keeping an eye on where that flag was pulled, where the ball was at the point of that flag pull, and he has a good spot there, and he's all over it. So passing, like I mentioned, a team is permitted one forward pass per down. It must be behind the line of scrimmage, so you're not allowed to run past the line of scrimmage and then throw it. That would be an illegal forward pass. And it must be thrown before change of possession. So it can't be an interception and then somebody throws it. It can only be the offensive team that starts with the ball at the beginning of the play, and they're allowed one forward pass per down. Once a ball is thrown, it is considered a pass until it is caught or incomplete. So while the ball is in the air, it is a pass. and any player is eligible to catch a pass. So there's no linemen that are ineligible in our game of flag football. The only exception is if a player intentionally goes out of bounds and then comes back inbounds and catches the ball, that would be illegal touching. Again, we'll get more into that, so don't worry too much about that right now. However, backwards passes or pitches, they can have as many as they like on a play. So you'll see this quite a bit in flag football because there's no penalty to a fumble. You'll see a lot of backwards passes or pitches, and they can do as many of those as they would like. Okay, so that was our second module. So go and take the quiz for that one and then come right back and we will finish up some of those definitions that we had at the beginning and we'll get into some more rules. Thank you very much.